हाय एवरीवन। कुछ दिनों पहले मैं दरियागंज बुक फेयर गई थी, तो ऑब्वियसली मैंने काफ़ी सारी बुक्स ली हैं। लेट मी जस्ट शो द बुक्स दैट आई गॉट फॉर माई सेल्फ। द फर्स्ट वन इज नैंसी ड्रू एंड एन ब्राइटन। नाउ अगर आप लोगों ने मेरे पुराने वीडियोस देखे हैं, यू माइट ऑलरेडी बी नोइंग दैट these are the authors and the series that have made me a reader. So basically my official reading journey started with these books. So of course they have to be a part of my TBR this year as well, just like any other year. So mysteries is something from where my reading journey began. I owe it to them. Then we have Charlotte's Web. I hope I'm pronouncing the name correctly. This is by E.B. White, and recently I got to know that E.B. White is the same author who created Stuart Little. So मैंने वो मूवी देखी नहीं है पूरी, थोड़ा थोड़ा क्लिप्स वगैरह देखा है। आई थिंक आई रिमेंबर वॉचिंग द कार्टून्स, वो कार्टून वर्जन में भी आता था, तो उसके कुछ एपिसोड्स मैंने देखे हैं। सो एनीवे, या बैक टू दिस। So it's written by the same author, and for sure I will be reading this one. Then we have The Chronicles of Narnia, The Magician's Nephew by C.S. Lewis. The series has been on our TBR for a very long time. So when I saw this, I was like, okay, let me just get this one. And you know, at that time, I didn't see this written as book one. I was like, okay, it's Chronicles of Narnia, just give it to me. So this was the last or the second last book to be published. But as per C.S. Lewis, this is the first one to be read. Yeah, that was it about this one. Then we have Lok Vyavahar, Prabhavshali Vyaktitva Ki Kala by Dale Carnegie, which is the Hindi version of How to Win Friends and Influence People. Now, I have already read the English version. This one is for my mama. So my mama is now these days reading a lot of Hindi books, and which makes me happy, by the way. Then we have The Last Lecture. This is a memoir written by Randy Pausch along with Jeffrey Zaslow. I hope I have pronounced the names correctly. So this is about the time when author Randy Pausch, who was a professor, he gets to know that he's suffering with pancreatic cancer. So this book is about his last days as a teacher, the way he endured pain, what his family went through. Probably उसका description काफ़ी अच्छे से इस book में होगा. For some reason it's giving me the Tuesdays with Morrie vibe, but this book was also on my TBR. And by the way, Tuesdays with Morrie is one of my highly recommended books. So अगर आप लोगों ने नहीं पढ़ा है अभी तक, and if you want to read some really good book, I think you should pick up Tuesdays with Morrie. और ये कैसी है वो मैं पढ़ कर बताऊँगी. Then we have 101 Essays That Will Change the Way You Think by Brianna Wiest. Now, Brianna Wiest की मैंने इससे पहले एक book पढ़ी है, The Mountain Is You, and from that book I could find some passages with which I resonated a lot. So at the time when I was reading the book, I was thinking कि I would want to read more by the same author. There was one more reason that this year I wanted to read a couple of essays. So this year I have a reading project for myself, about which I have shared in my newsletter. Project is about, like, it's a personal reading project, but whatever. I have decided to read more of classics and Hindi literature. But in between I want, like when classics become too heavy, so I just sprinkle a little bit of essays, a little bit of my childhood reads to, just keep me going. Otherwise it becomes too much. Classics क्योंकि वो थोड़े से heavy होते हैं ना, तो I was looking for some essays. So yeah, here it is. Then we have Eat, Pray and Love. Now this book has been on my TBR for some 2-3 years now, and ever since I got to know that Julia Roberts has played a part in the movie adaptation of this book, I was like, I need to read this book. And I don't know if I've mentioned this or not. It's a memoir. Really looking forward to read this one. I have not watched the movie. I am waiting that I'll read the book first and then I'll watch the movie. Then we have As Good as Dead. Now the story behind this is, I don't remember the sequence in which these books are written. So I remember the first one, which I got I think last to last year, and this one I thought was the second part, but it turns out it's the third part, and second one is I think Bad Blood. I was looking for that book also, but I couldn't find it there. So yeah, initially I purchased it assuming that it's the second part, but it's not. But anyway, I want to own this series, so I will be getting it like sometime. The next one is Middlemarch by George Eliot. To be honest, I don't have any idea about what this book is about, but some of my favorite bookstagrammers have shared positive reviews about this one. So I was like, let me just try reading it. And I wanted to read George Eliot's works So I was like, I can start with this. Then we have Musafir Nathaka Nahara, again for my mama. These are some, I think this is an autobiography or biography. So yeah, I'll get to read it once she reads it. मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि मम्मा मना करेंगी. It's just that I already have so many currently reading tags attached to my books. Then we have Lokit Si Ladki. These are some diary entries by the author. I like this cover. It's very, it's vibrant. So then we have Frankenstein. Now I cannot tell you for how long I have had this book on my TBR. और थोड़े दिन पहले मैंने मेरे बुकस्टाग्राम पर डाला था कि इस बुक में कितने पेजेस हैं, क्योंकि Amazon Prime reading shows it's 3,000 pages long, and I was like, I cannot read 3,000 pages long books because I'm already reading so many above 500 pages book. But yeah, it turns out it's like 206 pages, which is like easy. So probably towards the end of the year, I will be reading it. Finally, I can say that I probably I will say towards the end of the year that, like I have read Frankenstein, because this book has been on my TBR for a very long time. Then we have Aristotle's Politics. Now, I have been wanting to read Aristotle's all works. Whatever he has written, I just want to read everything written by this author. I mean, he was an author, philosopher, I think he was mathematician also, and he had knowledge about psychology also. He had knowledge about a lot of things actually. So I just want to read everything written by Aristotle. And also recently I purchased another book by Aristotle, which is Poetics, which I got from Amazon sale. So I have a couple of more books that I have recently purchased. This was my birthday month, so I thought I'll gift myself some books. So those I purchased from Amazon Prime sale. I'll create another video for that. For now, that's it. So if you've read any of these books or you have any of them on your TBR, do let me know in the comments. And also, I have this newsletter where I publish some book excerpts, some of my poems, some book recommendations. Yeah, that is like more personal thing. Like newsletter is kind of very personal thing for me. If you would want to be a part of that community, I'll put up a link in the description. You can subscribe. It's a weekly newsletter, so it gets delivered every Sunday. So yeah, I don't spam your inboxes. You're safe that way. That's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.